So, Ambassador Hamley, Mark, thank you for agreeing to help me in this short video, this short discussion about security. We were going to talk about the security issue because it's relatively important for Cornwall, just as it is for all of Britain, and for Devon. It's critically important because Devon has Plymouth,
exactly.
and the whole issue of the dockyard and so on. So there are security issues involved in Devon and Cornwall. All of Britain faces a kind of terrorist threat. Obviously, it's very great in the capital cities of the world. We've seen Paris, we've seen in the past issues in London. Should Cornwall be concerned about security issues?
Well, absolutely. In the broad picture, William, I think security is an issue for everyone, every place in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Europe. We've seen the threat we face at the moment is an organized threat on the one hand, and it's also lone wolves on the other hand that are responding to a master elsewhere or actions taken elsewhere. And I think in Cornwall and Devon's case, certainly what we've seen when these groups attack Paris or attack London, they always pick slightly different targets, slightly different initiatives. In New York, it was airplanes. In Madrid, it was train stations. In London, it was trains and buses. It was the underground and buses.
Yes, indeed.
In Paris, it was the National Soccer Stadium and the Bataclan concert hall and restaurants. Innocent people targeted in every instance. People had nothing at all to do with the particular cause that these repugnant individuals were attempting to support, allegedly.
But are we scaremongering? I mean, these things have not hit the regions as much.
No, they haven't. But we do have instances. I think you want to be prepared. I think everyone is. Certainly, a police commissioner and the chief constable have responsibility to take an overall view of the entire security picture in the areas of their responsibility. And I think, what does that mean? That means that when you have key bridges across River Tamar, such as the Tamar Road Bridge and the Royal Albert Railroad Bridge, the beautiful structure by Engineer Brunel, you want to make sure that that these are properly protected against possible attempts at sabotage. Not very likely, but nonetheless you have to make sure that that's on your agenda to make sure that the proper measures take place. You have a Royal Navy Yard as well in Plymouth Naval Base, and that is something which I'm sure the UK government is taking a very keen interest in, and you want to make sure that you have proper liaison between your local police forces with the Navy on that as well. In terms of the lone wolf type of attack, where you'd have perhaps someone who takes off at a church, at a school or something, you want people to know how they're supposed to respond to these sorts of instances. You want to know if you're in a cafe suddenly targeted by spray bullets, what are you supposed to do? Well, it's quite clear. We learned in Paris that the answer, you should get down on the ground and you should cover yourself as best you can from the gunshots. You shouldn't stand up and look. You should have it ingrained in people's minds what they do in that sort of situation. This is not scaremongering. This is being practical in the dangerous world we live in today.
And so, do you, I mean, God forbid, I don't see it. I cannot believe that there would be an attack of this kind, but nonetheless, one of our concerns is that all of our, I don't like the idea of armed police, but nonetheless, we live in this world. All of our primary rapid response police forces are basically London focused.
Yes. And this has been broadcast to the terrorists now. We've told them that, if they attacked in Bristol or in Exeter or in Plymouth, there wouldn't be the same amount of emphasis because the SWAT teams don't exist there, they're not as trained as well. We have to make sure that that's not the case. There should be at least some capability which can be used to respond to any kind of attack in a city like Exeter, Plymouth, or Truro or someplace like that.
Very difficult in an era in which you've got spending cuts with regard to the police force.
That's a problem.
Yes, because you really do need a sophisticated police force that can have a rapid response
Yeah.
capability.
And of course, you have so many other priorities too with the police force. So, frankly, you know, it's a situation where the government will have to decide whether they're going to what priorities they have, and the cuts which they make. Every government is under pressure to make cuts in spending, but perhaps they should reconsider some of those cuts.
Bless you. Well, I strongly agree. I think that we cannot in this modern world be cutting back on the police. It is just so disturbing. Thank you. I think we've covered it really, and it is such a crucial issue. But bless you, we will try and work for to maintain the kind of police force that we need to deal with this threat and the other concerns.
Yeah. We have an excellent start. You have an excellent chief constable, I understand, and a very committed
Yes.
police force throughout
Yes, you
Devon and Cornwall. I've had an opportunity to meet with several of them in the past,
Yes.
and so I think we have a good base to work from there.
bless your heart. Thank you, Ambassador Hanley. Thank you very much.